Hello everyone, this is the second part of the tutorial from the project Erasmus Plus, Multimodal Literacy, about Module 3, Integration of Young Refugees through Digital Storytelling. This second part will be about visualizing and analyzing a digital story, creating the script together, picking the photos and videos, and recording the script. We created a digital story for this project, so please take a look. When we are young, very frequently people ask, what do you want to be when you grow up? I wanted to be so many things: an actress, a singer, a marine biologist, or a police officer. In my senior year, I finally decided I wanted to be a cop. My physical education teacher was a huge help because I trained a lot with her, and at the end of the year, I went take the admission tests for the police. People always say, you just have to do your best and you will succeed. Well, sometimes do your best isn't going to be enough, and that's okay. I did my best that year, and I still lost for half a second on the speed test. Not even a whole second. And you may think, oh, but you were so close, you did good. But the truth is, it wasn't, because I wasn't accepted. I decided to spend a year training and then try again the next year. Well, I did that, started training for the tests, and suddenly I started to get a lot of pain in my knees. So I went to a specialist, and the doctor said I have a condition that I can't have a life of intense physical exercise. I spent a bad time because it was something that I really wanted to do, and it felt like I failed again. My parents were a big support and helped me to get through those emotions. You will figure it out, they said, and we are here with you all the way. I didn't know what to do next, so I decided to take a year off just to gather some money and figure it out what I wanted to do. One day, in a conversation with a friend, he asked me, why do you want to be a police officer? And I answered, to help people. And then he gave me the idea to search about psychology because it's a profession to help other people and another way to get in the police, but with a different task. And just like that, I decided to search more information about psychology. I found it quite interesting and applied for university. That year, my best was good enough because I got accepted at my first option. 3 years passed by, and it was time to choose the area in psychology for the last 2 years of the degree. I still wanted to work in the police, so I tried to enter in forensic psychology. Once again, my best wasn't enough because I did not get accepted. I had to choose a different area, so I applied for education, and that time I got accepted. Today, I'm so grateful that I entered in education because I love to work with children and teenagers. When you do your best and still fail so many times, it can put you down and give you the feeling of it's not worth it because if I did my best and still failed, I'm not good enough. That's the wrong thinking because if we gave our best and failed, it's an opportunity to choose again. Maybe that's not the way for you, or maybe you just need to keep working and keep trying. One thing I know: if you choose to stop, you will not succeed. But if you choose to keep going, you will find your way. Only you have the power to make choices when things don't go the way you thought it would. Throughout life, things will happen, and you will have to make choices of what to do next. Now, let's recreate the script together. So, the theme of this digital story was it an event of life, a personal journey. The story starter. When we are young, very frequently people ask, what do you want to be when you grow up? So, some questions to help you understand this part of the story starter. It is about the story itself. Is it about a general sentence with some philosophical meaning? Is it about the main character? These three questions are fundamental to answer this part of the story starter because it's the first impact that everyone will have on the story, and it's important to make sense. You don't have to answer yes to all these three questions, but It's important to have this in mind. It should be about the story itself, it should be about the main character, and could be a sentence with some philosophical meaning. In this case, it's not a physical philosophical meaning, but it's a question that all the adults ask children. Who is telling this story? It's a young girl who wanted to be so many things: an actress, a singer, a marine biologist, or a police officer. And then she grows up and share the experience and the challenge in her life. When the story is happening, it's throughout life, since a young age until adult life. The transmitted message. People always say you just have to do your best and you will succeed. Well, sometimes do your best isn't going to be enough, and that's okay. Throughout life, things will happen, and you will have to make choices of what you want to do next. Is there a dramatic question? In this case, not in a direct way, but it's implicit. And it's what you should do when you fail so many times in things that you wanted. In your story, you can have a direct dramatic question. You can ask whatever you want. In this case, we see through the whole story that she failed in some ways that affected her, and what happened when you fail so many times, and what you do next. What will you do? It's important not to forget these five elements, these five really important elements: the characters, the setting, the plot, the conflict, and the resolution. Because to be a good story, should have all of these elements. Okay, the conflict in this case is the times that this girl tried to do many things, and unfortunately she failed. And but the resolution, we want to know what happened next. Okay, she failed in this phase, but what happened next? And is this the parts that the audience are looking for, to know what happened next, and the conflict and the resolution? Okay, the most important is to share with your heart, because it's your message, it's what you want to show others, and let the story flow. This is the starters of the story, and then open your heart and tell what you want to share. So after this, after you create the script, um, this is the script of the story. But now it's time to select the photos and videos to make your story a digital story. You can use your own photos and videos, or use the platforms on the internet. In this case, we used Canva for everything, but there are others. For example, Pixabay, the Flickr, the FreePic, Pexels, and Splash. And there's a lot of other platforms that you can use. But regardless of the platforms you use, or the photos you use, confirm if you have all the photos and videos you need. And how you can do that: you compare your script with the material you have. You go through all your script and all the parts in it, and you check if you have photos or videos that shows what you need. Okay. Next step is recording the script. And once again, you can use your own phone, because nowadays almost every phone have a good quality when recording. Or you can use other apps. For example, Audacity, Demo Creator, WavePad, Waveosaur, or Mixpad, between a lot of others that exist on the internet. And before you start recording, there's a few notes that you should have in mind. You should read a few times your script to make sure you are comfortable with it. Practice the tone of your voice in the different parts. This part will be low or high. It will have a different intonation. It's a question or not. You choose, and you can subline your text and underline the parts that you know it's low or high. And after this, you are ready to record your story. Remember, the digital story should be between 2 to 4 minutes. And after you recording the script, you will know how long you have and make the necessary adjustments. It doesn't have to be necessary you to read the script. You can ask someone of your trust, or if it's for work, someone that will do that part. Okay, it's not necessary to have to be you, but just practice before you record. So now, answer the quiz video about this digital story and keep practicing. See you in the next video.